Ladies and gentlemen, we've finished our third of 3 nights of go-home shows. But we've also had someone else find a new home and come home to the midweek wrap-up. Lucha Underground is back. NXT's heading into TakeOver. Welcome to the midweek wrap-up.
Yeah.
We're going to start with NXT.
We're wrapping up more than one thing this time.
Yeah. The midweek wrap-ups can be a little bit longer these next few months, however long the current season of Lucha Underground is. It's probably a ton of episodes like it usually is, so we'll find out. But on NXT, we opened up with the War Raiders defeating Justin Storm and Ricky Martinez, and then calling out the Mighty. And now we do, in fact, have War Raiders versus the Mighty next week on NXT. We had an in-depth look at both Johnny versus Tommaso and Shayna versus Nikki Cross. EC3 defeated Cassius Ohno. Bianca Belair defeated Aaliyah and then interrupted a backstage interview with Dakota Kai. And now we have Dakota Kai versus Bianca Belair next week. And then in the main event, we had Pete Dunne retain his United Kingdom Championship over Kyle O'Reilly. Undisputed Era came out and caused some ruckus. 1-2 Punch came out and made the save. And we are off to a raucous go-home show for NXT TakeOver. But then in the end, Aleister Black came out to kind of give a final
an address.
Yeah, kind of telling Lars, Lars thinks, he blocked one black mass. He thinks he's got my number. Well, he's gonna find out different in Chicago. Well, Lars came out and brought the fight to Aleister and dropped him with 3 freak accidents. And then decided to pose him up on the NXT commentator table and lift the NXT Championship above his head. Looking very confident heading into this title match against Aleister this Saturday. So we will see what happens this Saturday at NXT TakeOver. Look forward to our predictions later this week. Let's talk about the return of Lucha Underground. We opened up only two guests, I guess you'd call them, at the funeral of one Dario Cueto, who was shot fatally at the end of Season 3. The father of Dario Cueto, Antonio Cueto, and the man who has been kind of the liaison between Cueto and the gods, so to speak. The guy who was kind of in charge of what happened with the Gauntlet last season. Him and Antonio talk about a few things. He tells Antonio to be careful because people will be coming to deal about the Gauntlet very soon. But Antonio has a brand new place, a brand new temple. Since everything went down, they can't use the original temple, so they have a new show, or a new place where he used to run wrestling shows. And that is where Lucha Underground is based. And our entire night consists of Aztec Warfare 4. Which opens up a very interesting way, where we have 2/3 of the Trios champions. We have Killshot and the Mac. Antonio lets them know that Dante Fox is nowhere to be found. So whomever drew number 3 for Aztec Warfare will become the new 3rd Trio champion, and it happens to be Son of Havoc. So we have a list of entries, and then I'll talk about the list of eliminations. So after Son of Havoc, we had Joey Ryan, we had Jesse, Mr. Spectacular Godders, Pentagon Dark, Tommy Dreamer, Mariposa, Vinny Massaro, Hernandez, Johnny Mundo, Ricky Mundo, who was apparently taking the place of Angelico, Phoenix, Jeremiah Crane, Mil Muertes, Daga, Chavo Guerrero, who last we saw was actually banned from Lucha Underground.
Yeah, got fired.
King Cuerno, Dragon Azteca Jr., and Marty the Moth. In order of elimination, the Mac was eliminated by Killshot when he decided to roll him up. Joey Ryan was eliminated by Pentagon's little Michinoku driver thing that he does. Mr. Spectacular was also eliminated by Pentagon. Mariposa was eliminated by Son of Havoc. Tommy Dreamer was eliminated by Pentagon Dark. Vinny Massaro was eliminated by Pentagon Dark. Hernandez was eliminated by Pentagon Dark. Son of Havoc was eliminated by Pentagon Dark.
I see a pattern.
Ricky Mundo was eliminated by Johnny Mundo. There was a whole weird situation where Ricky had a doll that was all creepy and he was talking to it.
I think his name is Rosa.
Something like that. Mil Muertes was eliminated by Phoenix. Jeremiah Crane was eliminated by Pentagon Dark. Phoenix was eliminated by Chavo Guerrero. Daga was eliminated by Johnny Mundo. Johnny Mundo was eliminated by Marty the Moth with help from Vibora because Cobra Moon was mad that Johnny Mundo had eliminated Daga, and so Vibora came out and caused some shit. Dragon Azteca Jr. was eliminated by King Cuerno. King Cuerno was eliminated by Chavo Guerrero. Chavo Guerrero was eliminated by Pentagon Jr. And Marty the Moth was eliminated by Pentagon. I keep going back to Junior and Dark. He's Pentagon Dark, and he's still the Lucha Underground champion. Until potentially next week, because Antonio, who came out after the match and said, well, normally my son would have you defend the title against somebody else right now, but I'm a promoter, so next week you're going to be in a more devastating match because you're going to face my only son, Matanza Cueto. So we got title matches, we got takeovers, we got all kinds of stuff happening next week. But what did you like this week?
That Lucha Underground's back.
It is pretty cool to see it back. iTunes, get your shit together. Maybe it's just mine. It was a little difficult to watch, but still Lucha Underground reminding us why it is as fun as it is. Whether it's like Phoenix was bouncing all over the ropes in there. Despite how weird it was, I'm very intrigued what Ricky Mundo's whole situation is with the doll. It's a fun little hey, we'll keep pro wrestling, but we'll get fucking crazy with it. Yeah. It's fun.
Vinny Massaro was some comedic relief.
Yeah. He ordered a pizza to be delivered during his entrance, which was funny. Let's see, what did I like? I really liked the NXT video packages for both the Chicago Street Fight and for the Women's Championship. NXT does a fantastic job of, they have so much time and they have so much depth in their storyline that they have enough time to get enough really good footage and really work a great video package to make you even more amped for a match that you're already amped for. So, whether it was Johnny and Tommaso talking about how much they just want to kill each other, or whether it's Nikki losing her mind and Shayna didn't even want to be a part of the interview anymore. Yeah. Because people kept questioning whether or not she could beat Nikki Cross, and maybe Nikki's actually kind of getting in the head of Shayna Baszler. So, yeah, good job.
Maybe.
Good job with the video packages this week. What did you love?
What did I love? Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
So good.
Holy shit.
So good.
I forgot that it was a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's awesome. That'll be a great main event match. It went beyond anything I expected it to be. NXT does a great job of you get these great matches at TakeOver, and then you get really good matches on NXT, and then they pepper in those really, really good matches every so often, and fucking Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne brought it.
Well, and it's a reoccurring theme that I look at when you see guys that aren't the weekly people on NXT.
Yeah.
People, I say guys like Fabian Eichner, Raul Mendoza, Pete Dunne on a bigger scale.
Right.
Guys who aren't on as often, when they show up on NXT, they do more.
Yes.
They try and get the most bang for their buck, so they get the best coverage possible for their less time on screen than, say, Undisputed Era, who's on every single week. Right.
And I think that's another thing that you can lend to Triple H, that people who come in for one or two matches a taping come in and make both of those matches or just that one match count as much as any of the guys that show up at least every other week.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very, very appreciated, and it's one of the things that really makes NXT as awesome as it is. So yeah, I'm stealing that love. That's absolutely my love as well. Did you dislike anything?
I have a couple nitpicky things.
All right.
First one is Cassius Ohno not being able to catch a break.
Yeah.
Man, I really need.
You did expect it because he was going against EC3.
Yeah, but you need to see him get something because.
Oh, absolutely.
When he came back, he won like 2 or 3 squash matches against some mid-card guys. Yeah. And has basically flatlined since.
Well, and then I think his biggest problem is he was one of those victims of too quick of a title shot.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of these guys that build themselves up, get that title shot, and whether or not they win, they have enough stuff that they've done that they can fall back on. Cassius didn't get that. Cassius was just shot to the moon, fell off the moon, and is still falling and just hasn't hit the earth. He's just floating in space at this point.
Yeah, you fall off the moon, you're just out there.
Yeah.
My other nitpicky thing is Aztec Warfare.
Yeah.
While it's a fun match because it's very Royal Rumble-esque, the way it's booked because it's a kind of match, but it's only elimination by pinfall or submission. The way that it happens in Lucha Underground, and this one in particular, I felt, is nobody gets to stay in. Because, unlike a Royal Rumble where you just toss a person out to eliminate them, that builds up because it's quicker, easier to get somebody out. Whereas in a pinfall, submission, elimination, you need space in the ring to do moves.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they do kind of use the ability to kind of travel through the temple where you got people diving to the outside. You know, you had Penta and Tommy kind of fighting away, and then you did have some stuff happening in the ring. So the ability to spread out is nice, but yeah, the fact that it always has, you know, you always need that room, and there's no real surprise eliminations.
Yeah, and I mean it's the big thing too. It's just because of how much room people take up, they have to rapid fire eliminate people.
Right.
So you don't see much story build. You don't see much, you know, you don't get that whole like, oh, that's cool that this guy's in here because, you know, half the guys were eliminated before like 2 guys later.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I'll use that as a little bit of a nitpicky dislike as well, because when like it is a great match. And it's, you know, it's still fun to watch because you do have 20 people in there.
It needs more time.
You know, going in and doing their thing. It needs more time. And on the same time, when you're opening up your season, it's a better idea to have your 3 to 4 match limit with your vignettes to really start to build what's happening in your season. You know, granted, we know. You know, we got a little bit of story stuff now that Son of Havoc or the Mac and Killshot have to kind of accept Son of Havoc as their partner and potentially find Dante Fox. If I don't know if AR Fox was part of this season or not. I don't know for sure. We know that, you know, Pentagon is obviously the focal point because he's the champion. We know that the Reptile Clan is still a thing. And we have the Ricky Johnny thing going on, but there wasn't a lot to really sink our teeth into as far as what future storylines there's going to be. We got very small snippets, and I felt like a regular Lucha Underground show.
Yeah, that's another thing. It broke kind of the tradition where a lot of the, like, I'm pretty sure all 3 seasons opened with like super stellar, like, main event matches.
Yeah.
And then this one kind of was let's see how many people we can throw at the ring at the same time. Like,
yeah.
They were trying. It was quantity over quality.
Yeah,
in this
essentially,
one, especially when they're like, oh, bringing in other guys who were like had exposure through like Impact.
Yeah,
Mr. Spectacular, Hernandez coming back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think especially because those guys are potentially going to be a part of the rest of the season, we need more than just here's this guy that you might know. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm totally cool with Tommy Dreamer showing up, but I would rather that time went to someone who's actually going to stick around for the season. If Tommy Dreamer's going to stick around for the season, that's interesting, and I'm interested to see it, because Tommy's one of my favorite guys. But if this is like his only thing, I would have rather that spot went to, any of the Rabbit Tribe, or Famous B, or I'm blanking on his name right now. The guy that Famous B wanted. Tejano, yeah. Like any of those guys who were big deals at the end of season 3 to take that spot. But we're still excited for Lucha Underground to come back. We're not like, oh man, we got to see next week.
Wasn't awe-inspired by the opener.
No. You had some fun spots.
I will give an honorable mention to Daga is back.
Yeah.
Missed him during season 3.
Yep. Yeah,
he did some great stuff in season 2. So
like everyone that was in there, I was excited to see.
I was really kind of not disappointed, but surprised by the fact that Hernandez was in and out super fast.
I think it might have been a little bit of a. It might have been a little bit of a, hey, you fucked us last time, so we're gonna, we'll give you a shot, but you're not spending much time in this match this time. But regardless, Lucha Underground is back. We'll be talking about it on a regular basis every single Wednesday, Thursday morning for you. But for now, guys, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click those links down below.
There are so many social media links.
There's also a podcast link.
That's the one that says SoundCloud.
And there's Reasonable Wrestling
It's
Fans.
Reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling. Where you get the list with Kevin Hawk.
Hey.
There might be a new episode coming up soon. You get Question of the Week with Thomas Wolfe. There's going to be a new episode eventually.
Someday.
There are unboxing videos. We should be getting the new Pro Wrestling Crate this week. I was wrong. We won't be getting the Slam Crate until July, so you have to wait another month for Battle of the Boxes. I did get a sneak peek of what the Pro Wrestling Crate for July is going to be. It'll be villains.
Yeah, all right.
So villains versus giants, I think, is the theme of the Slam Crate.
A lot of giants are villains.
Yeah, there weren't any giants in the villain crate, though.
Huh.
Pretty normal-sized dudes. But you can see unboxing videos and other videos that are loosely based around wrestling. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Yeah. You know what the best part of Lucha Underground is?
I think you should tell them.
Yeah. Fuck Modus.
Yeah.
Because
they're
not on it.
It's just
nothing. They don't exist.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's the best universe.
Love it.
Technically, they don't exist in NXT either.
That's why Midway Wrap-Up's my favorite.
It's the best.
SmackDown's good too.
Yeah. Raw.
You got saddled with the shit bags.
Big ol' sack of Modus.